tuck it in the green.
All right. Hey, you know, last week we did a who wore it better. You have the better outfit today, clearly.
I don't have my shoes on.
I got the better shoes though today.
My shoes are still in the church.
Hey, but we owe them 25 push-ups. Alrighty, because we tied. You brought a mat. Are we sharing that?
Oh, no.
All right, hey, we owe you guys 25 push-ups. We're going to give you 25 right now.
All right.
All right. Good? All right, here we go. We're doing yoga too? What is that? Was that like from the Lion King?
It was.
That sounded like the Lion King.
I'm tired.
You know, these masks are great, but I can't breathe. Woo! These masks are
I can smell my McDonald's breath.
Oh, roll the mat up. Are you leaving in the car? Are you bringing it in or what?
Let's just bring it in.
All right, we're going to go in. We're getting ready to film for you guys. It's Tuesday today.
Tuesday. But it's going to be Wednesday when you see it. It's not live. Oh, my God. Oh, that's the light. That is the light. It's dark in here. You probably can't see me.
Here's the thing.
Boom.
I want to be able to talk to you. This might look a little different than it normally does on a Sunday, because you look out here, you don't see any chairs, right? And if the lights were on, you would see a bunch of donation stuff over there. But this is like our filming setup. Hey Tim, can we get the auditorium lights on? We want to show you guys this. Come check this out.
Let there be light.
You're not done. Okay, if you watched on Sunday, you saw them film from this little circle over here. We got our cameras set up here. No chairs out there. We got donation stuff over here. Renaud's getting ready to do a little music stuff for you guys. But hey, the timer's still going. We're gonna be back here in just a few seconds, so thanks so much for watching.
Well, hey students, we are so excited to have another Wednesday with you guys, hang out with you guys.
It's another one.
It's another one. Well, hey, this week is a special week because it's supposed to be your spring break.
Spring break. I remember those days. PCB.
Okay. Sadly, some of our plans might have been canceled. Maybe you had some big plans. Maybe your plans for the entire week of spring break was just to sleep. You were just going to like hang out all morning and afternoon in bed. You're just going to like snore really loudly and drool a lot. And maybe that was your plans for spring break. Others of you had bigger, better plans.
Like what?
Like Disneyland?
Disneyland?
Anybody planning on going to Disneyland? That would be so sad if you.
Where are these things coming from? They're like it's like Jesus is raining down spring break ideas on us.
If you're planning on going to Disneyland and your plans got canceled, that's like so sad. No Mickey for you.
No Mickey.
Okay, what else? You might have been planning on going to like a beach trip or a trip of some sort.
Woo.
You know, hitting up the waves. I don't know how to. Oh,
I think I'm too
is that
thick
a
for
Trolls
this towel.
towel? You really rock that Trolls towel. I like it. Oh, okay.
New look, new me.
A lot of you guys maybe were just planning on playing sports. You were going to be a part of a lot of different tournaments. So that got canceled. That is hilarious.
It's no air in
right
this
off
ball.
of the basketball. Show us your skills. Oh.
I don't have skills.
It's really embarrassing for you.
My dad didn't let me play sports because he said I had no handball coordination.
Oh.
Thanks, Hero Camp.
Oh my gosh. Maybe you were just planning on hanging out with your family all week and spending time with them. We're going to kick it to Jeff, who's doing just that right now.
Well, hey, Mr. Renaud and Miss Shelley, thank you for having us on. Listen, we're making some dinner right now, so we're having some tacos. I mean, it sounds really good, smells good. But we have Miss Tessa. I'm sorry, what's your name? Sorry, Stella. Don't I love my kids. But anyways, look at that smile. Look at those teeth. Absolutely, they're all gone. Tessa's down there. Noah's right behind her, behind the coffee table. Can you guys see her? There we go. Much better, playing a little hide and go seek. But we're here, man. We're calling it the COVID-cation 2020, I guess. The COVID-cation 2020. This is our spring break. This is what we're doing. We know the coronavirus is taking over. So we're sort of quarantined in so many different ways. Can only do so much. And our kids have been going and going and going from the homeschooling, from me and their mother, which we are not elementary teachers. We're just doing our best. So we wanted to give them a break. And quit looking at me like that. Quit looking like you're bored. Hush. Give me my time, please. Thank you very much. And let's talk about my family for a little bit. But shh. Thank you. Cece's cheering me on. Daddy. Anyways, so we got a lot of things planned, from a tea party to a Nerf night. We got a Wii night. We're gonna be hitting up Starbucks to get them cake pops, get them frappuccinos. We got some games planned. They love games, from Uno to a game called Blink, which is like an adult version of Speed. I know I'm going, but we are making the most of this time. We're calling it, again, the COVID-cation, and doing the best that we can to really give them a fun and a breakaway from reality. But we miss you guys. We love you. We will see you back next week. Thanks for having me, guys. Take care.
Well, now that Jeff just gave us that mini sermon, we might as well go into a time of games. Yeah.
Ooh. Well, all right, students, we are ready to play a game.
We are.
I hope you are ready as well at home. Here is the deal. We have a bowl here of awesome different words. We're each going to take a turn, grab that word. I'll say the word. Renaud has to come up with the first word that pops into his head.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. So whatever comes to your head, you can play too. All you got to do is write it in the chat box, and you can play as well.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's get it.
All right, we're going to go. I'm going to go first because I'm a lady. Okay.
Ladies first.
First word. Okay. Are you ready, Renaud?
I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go. Chocolate.
Me.
Okay.
What do you think about when you? Why are you laughing? I am chocolate.
I don't know. What do you guys think? What was the very first word that came into your head when I said chocolate? I would have said something like Easter candy.
Easter, I guess.
Because I love Jesus. Easter. Okay, go.
All right, I'll do it. All right. First thing that comes to mind, cat.
Dog.
Okay.
The show, Cat Dog. Anybody?
I don't know. First thing that came to mind was more like meow, meow. I like making.
What
cat
about you
noises.
guys? Very first word that popped into your head when Renaud said cat.
All right, we see him in the chat.
You could always
box.
say like cat litter.
Oh, I'm not next.
Gross. Cats are worthless. Okay. Okay. Dog.
Maybe like when I'm running, I think of like the dogs chasing me.
They
And
chase
like
you?
I always get nervous that the dog is gonna chase me.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know.
Has that happened before?
It hasn't.
Okay.
But I'm always like looking back. I'm like this.
This is like a real fear.
Literally, my
Okay.
fear.
Guys, what did you think? First word that comes to your mind when we say dog. What is it? Oh, it's your turn.
Okay. First
Make it
word.
good.
When I say happy.
Clown?
Clown?
Yeah, I don't know. It's the first word.
I was thinking you're gonna say like about to be having a baby, tears of joy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't really think of happiness when I think of like labor,
Okay.
but like the after fact, sure.
Like when
That's
they're 18, graduating, going
out of the house.
Yeah, that's when
totally.
it's happy
Okay.
again.
My turn. Okay, ready? Sanitizer.
Out of stock. Literally, I went to Walmart yesterday. There was no hand sanitizer. Hello, Jesus. I need you.
Honestly, I don't remember the last time I used sanitizer because I can't find it. Just being honest.
I thought about stealing some from the church, but will a man rob God? Will he rob God? Lord, I don't want to, but I might have to.
I mean, desperate times. Go
Desperate
ahead.
measures. All right. What do you think about when you hear this word? Thirsty.
For Jesus.
Okay. I think the first thing I thought about was like those senior boys that be thirsty for girls during the service,
Oh.
and they be texting the girls and not be listening to the message. Yeah, I remember. It's been a few weeks.
You just got called out. Okay. We'll do a couple more. Ready? School.
Student loans. I have a lot of them. My God, help us today.
Woo! Okay.
What do you think about when you think about school?
I mean, obviously, like the Christian theology that I've taken, and the degree that I have, and
I probably failed those classes. These get degrees. All right. What do you think about when I say iPhone?
Charger?
Okay.
That's not that exciting.
Does your phone die
I'm a
a
really
lot?
practical person, I'm learning.
Does your phone die a lot?
No, because I always have my charger. Maybe because it's always on my mind.
Okay, cool.
What do you think of?
DMs.
Oh.
It go down in the DMs. It
Okay.
go. All right, last one.
Last one. Here we go, Reynald. Okay. You got it? You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? Are you guys ready at home? Put it in the chat box. What comes to mind when I say Netflix?
And chill. I'm kidding. I won't be doing that because I love the Lord. I chill by myself.
No purple.
No purple. I don't even know what that means.
No purple.
I don't get it.
Blue, pink, purple? No?
Oh, like the boy is blue, girl's pink. Okay. Primary colors. Okay.
Okay. All right. That's our game. The end. Well, we're going to go ahead and transition into a time of announcements. What better way to do that than to slow jam the news? First of all, we want to give a shout out to our West Henderson students. Man, I love you guys.
I love you.
I miss you guys.
I miss you.
Midtown, we're glad that you're here too.
Midtown, we see you. We see you. We see you.
If you haven't already been following us on social media, you should.
Follow us.
Best-
Follow us. Follow us. HS Crossing LV. MS Crossing LV.
It's the best way to stay in the loop of everything that's going on. Speaking of social media, we have Spirit Week.
Spirit Week. We got something for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He got up. It's Easter.
In the Netflix world, what are you watching?
You better not be chilling.
Mm-mm. Maybe a little Tiger King action? What about music? What music are you listening to?
Beyonce, elevation worship. I'm ratchet and righteous. I love Jesus, but I'm hood enough to fight.
Sports. They're not happening at all. But we're still getting ESPN highlights. Did you know that Tom Brady is living in Derek Jeter's mansion in Florida?
I didn't know.
Now you do.
Cause I ain't got cable. I'm broke.
And now we're going to take it on over to Lauren for some top 10.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, it's good.
What's up, guys? I have had a lot, probably even too much time in quarantine to think about what I look for in friendships and evaluate some of them in my life. So here are my top 10 things I look for in friends. Number 1 is loyalty. Gotta be loyal, no cap. Is this what student ministry is like? I don't know these jokes. I don't know. Number 2, this is more for when I was younger, but I would always look for people that were 16 or older and could drive me. Personally, I didn't get my license till I was 17, almost 18, so it took me a while. I even made a rule that if I was whenever I would start dating, I had to be 16 or the boy had to be 16, because what's the point of dating someone if you can't get to and from the date without your parents driving you? Like, I didn't think that was appropriate. Number 3 is looks. I know that sounds shallow, but it's important. If I want to hype them up or they need to be hyped up, there's got to be something to hype up, right? Like, I can't hype up ugliness. Number 4 is generosity. I don't mean just money. There's a lot of other things that you can be generous with, like your time. Your time can't be replaced. Money comes and goes, right? Number 5 is similar interests. They have to have some kind of similar interests as you, right? Like if you say you want to chill and have a movie night, a Netflix night, not a Netflix and chill night, what are you gonna watch? Either a documentary or are they gonna want to watch a Disney movie? Like you have to agree on something. Number 6 is kindness. I know that's basic and lame, but I want a friend who is kind and nice per se, because I believe kindness is so important for just our world and the time that we're living in. Number 7 is funniness. I cannot tell you how much I look for funniness in a friend. I tend to cry a lot. If you didn't already know that about me, if you're one of my friends, this comes as no surprise. But I need a friend who can crack a joke or get me to laugh when they catch me being sad or crying, like some of my best friends have, even as recently as this week, even though it's not allowed in quarantine. Number 8 is you gotta have thick skin. I mean, for real. Like, I want someone who is confident in who they are and can take a joke. I hate to babysit feelings when it comes to a friendship. Number 9 is vulnerability. I know it's a big word and I use it a lot, but I am someone who is extremely open with my life, especially to a fault sometimes. And I really, if I'm gonna be a close friend with someone, I wanna know them deeply and I want to see vulnerability in them. Realness. I cannot stress this one enough. I need a friend who can go from a fun night out to a movie night on the couch with no makeup and sweatpants. So you gotta be real to be my friend. Those are my 10 things that I look for in friends. I am so excited to hear this special message from Pastor Rob talking about 4 friends who were there in a special way for their one friend.
What's up, everybody? Week 4 of Cribs, which means we are in week 4 of this quarantine stay-at-home lifestyle. And I don't know about you, but I learned a few things about myself these last 4 weeks. One, I learned that I truly am an introvert. I love being by myself, and I get joy and I get refilled by being alone and doing stuff by myself, which was great for about a week. Until week 2 hit, and I realized I'm starting to become more of an extrovert who really does want to be around people and craves to be around people. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my wife Kaylee and all, but we want to get out of the house a little bit. The other day we drove the strip. We didn't get out of the car, we just drove down the strip because we were like, we can't be in this house any longer. But I don't know about you, but I hope this quarantine is treating you well and this finds you well. I'm excited to share this Bible story with you today. Well, maybe you are like an introvert or maybe you're like an extrovert. And I know that I put this poll up on Instagram and I said, would you rather be stuck at home right now or would you rather be in school? And this was about week 3. And it was overwhelming how many people really wanted to be in school. And I think that's because we are craving interaction. And it's funny because I see all these memes and people tell me this. I never wanted to go outside until the government told me I couldn't go outside, right? We never wanted to hang out with people. We never wanted to be in school until we were told we can't be, right? And I think that's also the same for the people back in Jesus's time. I feel like those people walking the earth back then in the Middle East and Israel, they wanted to be around people as well. And we're going to get into a story today of 5 people who tried to get into a space with Jesus and they actually couldn't get into it. Well, there's this story that's recorded in 2 Gospels, which are the books that are written about Jesus' life. And it's cool because this story is actually a story of where Jesus does a miracle. And I know we're ending our series Cribs, which is why I'm kind of in my house. And you're going to see some video of houses while I read this story. But this also introduces us to our next series because this is our last week talking about stories that happen in houses. And next week, we're going to be starting, Jeff, I think, is going to be bringing the message about miracles that Jesus did. And this story today is actually, it covers 2. It covers the end of Cribs, but it also introduces these stories of miracles because it's a story about a miracle that Jesus did. And we find this story in Luke 5, 17 through 26. It's the story of where a few friends take this other guy who's their friend, and they take him to see Jesus, but the problem is they can't get to Jesus. So check this story out to see what they did. One day, Jesus was teaching, and the Pharisees and teachers of the law were sitting there. They had come from every village of Galilee and from Judea and Jerusalem.
and the power of the Lord was with Jesus to heal the sick. Some men came, carrying a paralyzed man on a mat, and tried to take him into the house to lie him before Jesus. When they could not find a way to do this because of the crowd, they went up on the roof. They lowered him on his mat through the tiles into the middle of the crowd, right in front of Jesus. When Jesus saw their faith, he said, "Friends, your sins are forgiven." The Pharisees and the teachers of the law began thinking to themselves, "Who is this fellow who speaks blasphemy? Who can forgive sins but God alone?" Jesus knew what they were thinking and asked, "Why are you thinking these things in your heart? Which is easier to say, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Get up and walk'? But I want you to know that the Son of Man has authority on the earth to forgive sins." He said to the paralyzed man, "I tell you, get up, take your mat, and go home." Immediately he stood up in front of them, took what he had been laying on, and went home praising God. Everyone was amazed and gave praise to God. They were filled with awe and said, "We have seen remarkable things today." You see, for those four friends, the easy option failed. I want to jump back to this story because here's the thing that I want you guys to take away from today. Here's the main point, the one idea that you walk away with, and it's this. When the easy option fails, they do the hard option with love and dedication. And that applies to you. When the easy option fails, you do the hard option with love and dedication. Look back at the scene in this story, right? These friends are trying to go see Jesus, and they walk up to this house where he's teaching, and they can't get in. They go to the front door, too packed. They go to the back door, too packed. Windows? Nope, too full. So what do? They just go home and they call it a day. No. The easy option failed, and they go, well, what's another way into this house? So what do? But they climb up on the roof, and let me explain something. Probably a one-story house, but the roofs weren't made the way they are today. This was just a bunch of compact clay and dirt with a bunch of branches that has been heated and is now set. Did they take shovels? Probably not. They didn't think they would need to be digging through a roof. They wanted to walk through the front door. But the hard option said, dig a hole in that roof. So they set their friend down, they got on their hands and knees, and they started pulling away the dirt. Now imagine Jesus during this time. Jesus is literally sitting there teaching, and then all of a sudden these little dirt particles start falling all over his head. They start falling and pouring down on the people, and you see people looking up at the ceiling, and then all of a sudden light breaks through, and more dirt falls through. And when you look up, all you see are these four friends looking down at Jesus. But then Jesus sees something greater being put through the roof. Not just these friends' heads, not just the sunlight. He sees this man on a stretcher being brought and lowered through this hole, and he's lowered in front of him. Would that have happened? Would that man have been healed if those friends just gave up? Absolutely not. They didn't give up when the easy option wasn't an option. They kept going, and they chose to do the hard option with love and dedication. You see, that's where many of us find ourselves today. The easy option is no longer an option, so what do? You see, during this time, we can't just talk at school, right? We can't just hang out at the mall. We can't just go to a coffee shop. We can't just go to the movies. We can't just walk down the street and play sports with somebody out on the driveway. But what can you do? What's the hard option that we didn't think needed to be an option until 4 weeks ago? Maybe it's setting up a video call. Maybe it's shooting a text to somebody. Maybe it's going out of your way to find a way to help someone, even during this time where you can't be 6 feet away from them. You see, what's cool is we actually have an option for you guys to do, and we've been pushing it a little bit, and we'd love to get more of you guys plugged in. It's our Dear New Friend outreach. The cool thing about this is one of the demographics that's hit hardest by this pandemic has been the elderly community, right? Because they're more susceptible. They can't go out and go grocery shopping. They can't see their family and friends. They still need connection with other people. So what we're doing is actually we're writing letters to people in this elderly community, and we're sending it out, and they get to write back, and you get to have a pen pal with some of these seniors. And it's super cool because you get to make that connection with them, and they get to see that somebody else cares about them even in this time where they might not be seeing relatives, where they might be forgotten about and not be getting calls. But you get to make a difference
Is that as easy as just signing up for the spring break trip and showing up and serving at Casa de Luz? No, it's not as easy as that. You have to find paper. You have to write it out. You have to actually write something out. You have to make sure your penmanship's good. Then you have to take a picture, send it to us, make sure that picture's good, and we turn it in, and then you wait and wait and wait until you get one back, and then you read it, and that cycle goes on. And is that an easy option? Absolutely not. That's actually probably a harder option. But right now, that's the only option. But is not showing love an option? No. We want to still show love, even if it takes us taking the hard road. When the easy option is no longer an option, we take the hard option with love and dedication. I want to ask you a few questions just to reflect on as we go into this time of worship after this. And maybe these questions look similar and you can discuss them during your small groups whenever those happen, whether it's tonight, tomorrow, Friday, whatever. But I want to ask you these. What is the hard option that you're taking today to make a difference in someone's life? The easy option's not there. Let's take the hard option. What are you doing during this time, this quarantine, this stay at home, to set aside what you want and prioritize what somebody else needs? See, these are kind of hard questions. Here's another one. Who are you lifting and bringing to Jesus? Think about those friends. They literally picked him up on a stretcher, climbed on a roof, dropped him through the roof just so he could be healed by Jesus. Who are you picking up and bringing to Jesus? It's not a physical healing that we're looking for, but maybe an eternal healing. Bringing them into this loving relationship with Jesus. Who is that you are doing that for? How are you taking the hard road today, tomorrow, this week, when the easy road isn't there? That's what I want to challenge you guys with. That's what I want you guys to do this week, is look at the road ahead of you and say, you know, that's the easy path, but I'm not allowed to take that right now. How can I take the hard path? That's what I want to challenge you guys with. When the easy option isn't there, take the hard option with love and dedication. Let me pray for you guys, and then we're going to go into an awesome time of worship with Mooney and Ronald. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today and these students and this love that you have for us in this community, Lord. And I ask that right now, during this hard time, during this confusing time, during this frustrating time, during this somewhat scary time, Lord, that you would help us realize that even though the easy road's been taken away from us, we can still make a difference for you. We can still reach out and go out and do something for somebody to make a difference. Lord, and it just looks a little different. But you are giving us the courage and the ability to go out and do that. So I ask that we, like those 4 friends, would just pick somebody up and bring them to you. Lord, pick up something that needs to be done and do it for you. Do it out of love and dedication to you. Lord, because it's not about us. It's not about what we can do for these people, but more about what you're going to do for these people. So I ask that we forget about the easy option and just do the only option that's there, which is hard, but that we do it with love and dedication. I pray that over all these students. In your name, amen.
Well, students, as we get ready to engage in a time of worship, the song that we're getting ready to sing talks about God's love, how it's never ending, how it's never failing. And one thing that we can rest in tonight is knowing that as God's love pours out over us, that we can receive that during this time, and that we can turn around and pour that back out to those around us. So let's worship together.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing, oh, amen. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves at 99. I could earn, I don't deserve it. Still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My part right here. When I was your boy, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no word, you paid it all for me. You've been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn, I don't deserve it. Still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Yeah. God, we thank you for your love. Oh, yes, we do.
There's no shadow. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me.
There's no shadow you won't light up, a mountain you won't climb up, coming after me, yeah. It's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me, yeah. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn, I don't deserve it. Still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless